it's always a highlight just to hear what they come up with. And we've got a talented music program. Had a super band and chorus concert the other night that's going to be on CGTV Channel 5, and we're very proud of that music program.
Right now, Dr. David Case, our public address announcer here at Circleville High School, who is from the Circleville Bible College, doing the pregame announcement, reminding that both Teays Valley and Circleville, members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, and going over some of the, actually kind of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, kind of a sportsmanship pregame statement that a lot of schools do now, Denzel, reminding everyone that the friendly rivals and enjoy the ball game and enjoy both clubs as Dr. David Case goes over that now with the crowd. And as he does that, we'll go into our starting lineups for Teays Valley again. Bryce Thornton at one forward, Tim Collins in the middle. Kim Compton will be one of the wing players. He's a senior. Probably the other two starters will be Lucas Helser and Shane Dorsey for the Teays Valley Vikings at the other two guard positions. However, Chris Love and Eddie Reynolds, two juniors, will see a lot of action in the game as well. Shane Dorsey, sophomore. Kim Compton, one of the other wing positions. Bryce Thornton starting for the Vikings. Tigers will be introduced. Stuart Allen starting at one of the guard positions for the Tigers. Sampsill. Dane Picklesimer starting at one of the forward positions. Dan Marshall starting forward. Aaron Kanitz starting at the other position for the Tigers. Tom Hamman, the head coach of the Tigers. Jim Dilks, the varsity assistant for the Red and Black. Kyle Wolfe, the head coach of the Teays Valley Vikings, a graduate of Westfall High School, no stranger to Picklelake County basketball. I believe, Denzel, this is the final league game before the end of the year, although both teams will see action over the holidays. I know Teays Valley is playing Westfall, I believe, next Saturday, actually an afternoon contest, if I'm not mistaken, because of the girls' holiday tournament at Teays Valley.
And, of course, we have the holiday tournament at the Mill Street Gym.
That'll be next Friday and Saturday as well at the Mill Street Gym, and the Circleville Holiday, I believe the 4th annual holiday tournament, if I'm not mistaken, maybe the 5th. We're set to go for action here on CGTV5. Glad to have you along. Collins and Kanitz will jump it up. Ball in the air, tap control by the Tigers to Picklesimer to Marshall, and the Tigers will have the first offensive possession. Marshall dribbles down, looking for help, gets away out on top to Kanitz, out near the center circle. Kanitz with a couple dribbles. Back to Marshall on the wing. Tight defense by Teays Valley, trying to pressure the ball outside. To Kanitz at the high post again. Back to Marshall. Marshall beats his man to the baseline, fakes. Back on top to Sampsill. Beats his man, drives inside, puts up a jumper off the glass, and good by Mike Sampsill.
Nice ball movement by the Tigers, and a good shot by Michael Sampsill.
Tigers come out man-to-man. Allen on Compton. Out to Thornton. Thornton guarded by Picklesimer. Bryce a lot quicker than Shane. There's a nice move by Compton to the bucket, up and in as he went around Stuart Allen. Pass into Marshall. Full court pressure from Teays Valley. Marshall brings it up, guarded by Helser across the timeline. 2-2 ball game. Each team scoring on their first possession. Inside feed to Kanitz. Double team. Goes to the baseline, puts up a jumper on the outside, short off the iron. Rebound comes off to Compton of Teays Valley. Vikings will walk it across the timeline with Dorsey as the point guard. And the Tigers switch now to a 2-3 zone this time down. Helser, backside Dorsey. He'll try the three from the left wing. It's an air ball, but the rebound to Teays Valley's Compton. Fakes, gets it back outside to Helser, and he'll take a shot from the right side. That's a hard shot off the board, doesn't draw any iron, and the Tigers get the rebound. Allen to Marshall, open for three. Danny's three, up and good.
That's good to see. Good to see Danny making that shot at the head of the key, dropped in three, and we saw that a lot last year, and it's good to see it this evening.
And he drops in his first three, 5-2 ball game. Tigers on top. Dorsey coming down, dishes it inside to Thornton. Backside it goes to Helser. Helser doesn't take the shot, backs it off a bit, and it'll reset the offense. This time Tigers man-to-man. Cross-court pass to Dorsey. Collins way out on top to Helser, guarded by Allen. Helser outside Compton, now inside feed Collins. Turnaround jumper, Collins up and no good. Kanitz with the rebound for the Tigers.
And it looks like the Tigers are mixing it up on defense.
Outlet all the way down to Stewart. Allen in the corner. Allen inside to Picklesimer. Takes it baseline, and he walks to the basketball.
Shane didn't quite have position to take that ball up, but it was a valiant effort on his part.
Shane wanted to take it to the hoop. Actually, it was a little too far into the basket as he tried to back his way in. He walked to the basketball. Dorsey works against Sampsill. Dishes to Helser on the wing. Helser looking inside. Back on top to Dorsey. Guarded by Sampsill. Out on the wing to Compton. Compton against Allen. Gets a pick. Still working against the pick. Inside feed. It goes to Thornton. Shot up. No good. Long rebound comes out, and Compton will run it down for Teays Valley. Back to Thornton. Shot over top of Kanitz. Up and good. 5-4 ball game. Tigers quickly up to Allen. Allen takes the baseline. Dishes to Picklesimer. Heavy traffic. Puts a shot up. No good. Shane Picklesimer off to a bad start for the Tigers. Compton on the other end fakes the three, gets by Sampsill, takes it inside with a jumper. No good. And a rebound and a foul. Over the back would be the Vikings, but maybe on Collins, we'll see. It is on Collins, his first. Over the back on the rebound. Substitution, H.E. Smith will come in, and Picklesimer will come out for the Tigers.
For Circleville, number 34, H.E. Smith, enters the line.
Tigers against the full court pressure. 5-4 ball game. Outlet to the other end. Sampsill all the way down. Put it up and in. Count it. It's fouled.
That was a great play by Michael Sampsill, but it was an equally good pass by Aaron Kanitz as he led him perfectly down the floor. He put the ball on the floor once, put it up, and of course even was fouled and now has a chance to make it a three-point play, but a nice athletic move by Michael Sampsill.
Chris Love will come in for Dorsey, and Eddie Reynolds will come in and replace Lucas Helser for Teays Valley. As we said, H.E. Smith in for the Tigers, replacing Shane Picklesimer. Not quite midway through the first quarter. 7-4 Tigers on top. Sampsill with the free throw, up and good. So the Vikings with a couple new faces in the lineup. Compton will now come back and play the point guard. Get it off to Love. Love works to the left side, down to the baseline, guarded by Sampsill. Back to Compton. Compton open, didn't take it. Now he's picked up by Kanitz. Mismatch inside, looking for Collins. They find him inside for the easy layup. But the Tigers got caught in the mismatch on the switch, and Collins with the easy lay-in. 8-6 ball game, Tigers by 2.
Teays Valley took advantage of that situation and got it to the big man inside for 2.
High post Kanitz. Kanitz will take a three from outside, off the iron, no good. Rebound, Teays Valley trailing by 2 with the basketball. Compton comes down, loses his footing on the floor, and he'll be called for traveling. Turn it over to the Tigers. Compton lost his footing as he went down, and as he tried to regain control, called for the walking violation.
He did trip, and he made every effort to keep his dribble, but it just wasn't possible as he was laying on the floor.
Sampsill throws it in for Smith, knocked out of bounds by Compton of the Vikings. Tigers will get it back. 3:52 to play first quarter. 8-6 ball game. Again, full court pressure from Teays Valley. Marshall into the corner to Sampsill. Turns, heads up the floor. And knocked out of his hands by Compton.
Coach Hamman looking for an official to complain to.
He says, hey, it's a reach-in foul. Let's call those. Sampsill again to trigger it in. Down to Kanitz against Collins. Turns, shoots over top of Collins. Bounces around, won't go. Rebound Thornton to Teays Valley, and a 2-on-2 for Teays Valley. Reynolds comes down, dishes it underneath. Shot underneath, up no good, and the fouls. Compton can't come up with it, but he'll shoot 2 on the defensive or on the offensive end for Teays Valley.
Circleville foul, number 24, Allen, is for
8-6 ball game, and Compton at the line can tie it up here for Teays Valley. 2 shots for Compton. And first one up and perfect. 8-7 score, and Compton can tie it up with his free throw. But Denzel, at this point, the Tigers are off to a good start offensively other than Kanitz, and I think Aaron is 0 for 3 in the ballgame thus far. A miss. Teays Valley gets the rebound. Love tries to dish it inside, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Teays Valley, tipped by Circleville as Love tried to feed it inside, knocked out of bounds by Circleville. Vikings will get it back, trailing by 1, 8-7.
Yeah, Aaron hasn't connected yet, but, you know, he's got the touch, and he'll get warmed up.
Love drives inside, almost walked to the basketball. Collins takes it inside, over top of Kanitz, up and good. Full court pressure. Teays Valley takes their first lead of the night at 9-8. Marshall works his way down, double team, gets it to Sampsill, baseline to Smith. Smith back out, knocked out of his hands, and picked up by Sampsill. Takes it inside, puts a shot up, partially blocked. Outlet to Compton on the other end. Compton all the way down against Stuart Allen, and a whistle and a foul. And I think we got a blocking foul. Foul's on 2-4. Allen with the block. And Compton will go back to the line with 2 more free throws. Substitution for the Tigers.
Number 32, Brian Bigham, enters the line for Circleville. Number 40, Kim Compton, shooting 2 shots.
Compton will be shooting 2. The Vikings up by 1. Free throw up and good. And 10-8. Teays Valley on top. Second free throw. This one's up and good. So Compton 3 out of 4 from the line. Making an 11-8 ball game. 3-point lead for Teays Valley. Kanitz to Bigham in the corner. Looking inside. One dribble, looks. Can't find anyone. Backside feed to Sampsill, up and in.
Good pass by Brian Bigham. He saw Michael Sampsill open underneath, and he was very heavily covered, and he got the ball to him for 2.
Compton drives all the way in to Thornton. Thornton shot up and in. 13-10. Teays Valley back up by 3. Marshall comes down for the Tigers. Down the middle, drives, tries to dish it, and a whistle and a reach-in foul on one of the Vikings.
Could be 1 of 3. There were 3 of them there.
That'll be a shooting situation. Circleville should have it out underneath of the Teays Valley basket. Still in the first quarter, 13-10. Vikings on top. Marshall will trigger it in for the Tigers. Looking into Sampsill at the 3-point line. Back to Marshall. Marshall will launch a 3 from the baseline, up and good.
Another nice shot by Danny Marshall. Baseline 3.
13-13 ball game. We're all tied again. Love brings it up for the Vikings all the way inside. Fakes, trapped underneath, dishes it out to Collins. Back on top to Compton. To Love. Love on top to Reynolds. Reynolds fakes, goes inside, tries to dump it into Collins. Shot up by Collins, no good. Rebound battled for, picked up by Teays Valley, and good. Well, the Tigers give up an easy one there. They didn't get a hold of the basketball. Sampsill all the way down, dishes for H.E. Smith, can't find him. Turnover will give it back to the Vikings. 15-13 Teays Valley, and Circleville goes back to a 2-3 zone, which was effective first time they played it. Nobody underneath guarding Thornton as the Tigers fell asleep defensively again. 17-13. Marshall on the other end. Teays Valley man-to-man defensively. Kanitz at the high post. Turnaround jumper by Kanitz is no good. An air ball by Kanitz. And Teays Valley with the rebound. Love brings it down. Kyle Wolfe says, let's slow it up. Reynolds backside with the 3. Shot up and good. Well, not usually a good outside shooter. Eddie Reynolds hits a 3, and Teays Valley jumps to a 7-point advantage at 20-13. Sampsill beats his man, goes baseline with a jumper by Sampsill, up and good.
Nice shot by Michael Sampsill.
20-15, 5-point lead for the Vikings. Compton brings it up. Picks up his dribble, goes high post to Collins, to Thornton, backside to Love. 39 seconds left. Love drives the baseline, puts the shot up, and a charging foul on Love. Turnover. Teays Valley will give it back to the Tigers.
H.E. Smith had position underneath. Love knocked him down, charging foul, and no points on that. Good defensive play by H.E.
Substitution, Teays Valley, as Lambert will come into the ball game. Compton out. And Chris Gentry in for the Tigers, replacing replacing Aaron Kanitz. Picklesimer back in, replacing Smith. 28 seconds. Marshall, Picklesimer. Pass to Sampsill, stolen away by Lambert. Lambert all the way to the other end, puts a shot up, and good. Marshall brings it down, 12 seconds to play. Tigers down by 7. Down to 9 to 8. Gentry looking inside to Bigham. Backside Marshall. Somebody's got to get a shot off. Marshall with the 3. Comes up short at the buzzer, and that's the end of the first quarter. Good quarter for Teays Valley. At the end of 1. Teays Valley 22 and the Circleville Tigers 15. Well, Dinsel, I thought the Tigers played well offensively other than a couple of forced shots by Aaron Kanitz, but other than that, they just did not play well defensively. They gave up a lot of easy shots. They
were playing zone for a while. They played man-to-man for a while. They did give up a lot of fairly easy shots. Teays Valley took advantage of some loose balls underneath and were able to put them up and in, but Danny Marshall having a good shooting night, Michael Sampsill having a good shooting night, but Aaron Kanitz needs to get on track. He has missed 4 or 5 shots, and they've mostly been outside shots. Seems like Aaron needs to be posted up or underneath and maybe taking a few shorter shots than trying to make 3-pointers at this stage of the game.
22-15, 7-point lead for the Vikings. I tell you, Teays Valley they had a breakaway layup. They had another 2 times where they got loose balls after the Tigers failed to get the rebound, and Teays Valley took advantage of that and able to get a couple 3 easy, real good looks at it inside and get out to a 7-point lead, and I think the ball will belong to the Vikings to start the second quarter. Teays Valley will stay with the same group that left the quarter: Lambert, Love, Reynolds, Thornton, and Collins. And Circleville will go back to a 2-3 zone. Reynolds on the wing. Cross-court pass, and nobody there. They can't save it, and the ball will belong to the Tigers. Eddie Reynolds with a skip pass, and I don't think Chris Love was looking. The ball goes out of bounds, so the Tigers will get it back. They will go with Marshall, Bigham, Sampsill, and then Picklesimer and Kanitz. Pass to Bigham on the wing. Looking inside. Goes high post to Kanitz. Kanitz looking inside. Now back off to Marshall. Marshall back to Kanitz down low against Collins. Turns, goes inside, puts a shot over top of Collins. Wanted to foul, didn't get it, and the ball comes off to Teays Valley.
It's kind of hard to believe that wasn't a foul. We could see it from up here.
Collins with a good jumping ability, and I think Aaron Kanitz wanted to foul, didn't get it to the other end. The ball knocked away from Collins momentarily, gets it out to Love, and he walks to the basketball. So the ball will come back.
Teays Valley has good ball movement. They move the ball around the court well, and they are able to take advantage of some of the miscues from the Tigers, especially picking up some loose balls underneath.
Marshall triggers it into Sampsill, back to Marshall, and Teays Valley backs off with the pressure a little bit. In the second quarter, still 22-15, Teays Valley by 7. Marshall, high post, dishes it to Bigham in the corner. Bigham lines it up for a long shot, in and out, won't go. Rebound Reynolds of Teays Valley. Outlet it to Collins. Collins all the way down with the shot up, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds in the corner. It'll go to, well, let's wait and see. Ball will belong to Circleville, I believe. Ball knocked out by Teays Valley. Collins unable to connect. Full court pressure from Teays Valley. Pass into Kanitz. Back to Marshall. Still 7-point difference in the ball game. Picklesimer looking inside. Can't find it. Bigham back to Marshall. Picklesimer high post. Didn't take the shot. Back to Sampsill. To Marshall. Marshall down low to Kanitz. Turnaround jumper again. Kanitz, this one up and good as Kanitz finally connects as Aaron draws it in after several misses and gets his first 2.
I believe that's the first 2 points of this quarter for anybody.
22-17, back to a 5-point ball game. Reynolds inside Collins, back out front. Good ball reversal to Dorsey on the backside, and his 3 up and good for Teays Valley. Quickly to the other end, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Dorsey. And we'll go to Teays Valley, I believe. Couple substitutions for the Vikings. I think Circleville wants a timeout. 6:03 to play. Second quarter, 25-17. Teays Valley on top. You see the clock. Teays Valley winning the JV contest 41-39 in an exciting finish. Saw the Tigers come back, get within 2, but could not get tied or into the lead. And Teays Valley winning at 41-39 in the junior varsity contest. By the way, we'll be back with you, I believe, tomorrow night. As the Tigers will be back home, we'll be back with you on CGTV5 as East Clinton comes in to beat the Tigers in a non-league game.
And that game will be just a little different because it is non-league, and it will be simulcast. Simulcast on radio and on cable, so it'll be just a bit different setup than we have this evening or than we've had this year.
Our tonight's game will be heard live on WKKJ 93.3, and while we're broadcasting on WKKJ, we'll be picking up that broadcast and bringing it across the airwaves here or tape delay of CGTV5.
Teays Valley, very opportunistic team. They're pretty scrappy and are able to pick up some baskets and have bested the Tigers by 8 points at this venture.
Dorsey brings it up, guarded by Bigham. Gets it off on the wing. They double-team Compton outside, trying to pick up the defensive pressure. Force something to happen outside. Inside feed, knocked away by Sampsill, intended for Thornton. Picked up by Bigham, and the Tigers bring it down. Marshall, inside feed to Kanitz. Kanitz in the lane, turnaround jumper, won't go, in and out. Long rebound comes down. Bigham picks it up, can't control it as he hits the deck. And Reynolds comes out of there with it for Teays Valley. Dishes at the backside to Collins, back to Reynolds, shot up, no good. Rebound tapped up, no good. Again on the rebound, up, bounces, won't go. And the rebound to Kanitz. Outlet it to Sampsill. Sampsill, cross court to Bigham. Takes it inside, back to Kanitz. Kanitz with the three, up short, no good. Rebound Teays Valley. Vikings get it back, and they'll try to slow the pace up. An 8-point advantage. Nice inside feed. They just take it down inside against the Tigers defense, which right now is pretty much like a sieve on the inside, and just give up another easy shot from down low. 10-point lead, Teays Valley, as Thornton dropped that shot in for the baseline. Kanitz, Bigham, backside Marshall, inside to Kanitz. Fakes, goes up with the shot, and good.
Nice move by Aaron Kanitz.
That time the Tigers got the ball to Aaron a little closer to the basket.
That's what we need to see.
Tigers change their defense again, I believe, to a 1-3-1. Compton working outside to Reynolds. Reynolds will launch a three from the outside, no good. Rebound loose on the deck, and Marshall will pick it up, and we're going to get a foul. No, a traveling violation. As Compton fell into Marshall, and Marshall limping a bit. Seth Hamman will check in for the Tigers, and I believe Aaron Kanitz coming out for Circleville.
That was a unique play. A player knocks another player down and gets called for traveling.
I don't think the official felt there was enough to actually get the foul call, but when it causes a violation, a lot of times you'll see the foul. That time, as Compton accidentally fell into Danny, and Danny fell over and was called for traveling. Collins out for Teays Valley to get a break. Teays Valley with possession. Helser back in for the Vikings. Picklesimer with the steal for Circleville to Marshall. Marshall comes down, top of the key, back out to Hamman, and Hamman at a point guard will set the offense. Picklesimer in the corner, Sampsill. Sampsill takes the baseline, has it knocked out of his hand, and will stay with Circleville underneath.
It's a nice baseline move by Michael Sampsill. He got under there in position, but had the ball knocked out of his hand.
Tigers will inbound it at the 4-minute mark. Hamman out front to Sampsill, out on top to Marshall. Back to Sampsill. Hamman back on top to run the offense. 27-19, 8-point lead for Teays Valley. Bigham out on top, backside to Hamman. Picklesimer underneath, shot up, no good. He can't make the layup, but he'll go to the line and shoot two.
Good ball movement by the Tigers, though. They worked the ball around the court and finally penetrated by getting it into Shane Picklesimer, and he went up with it, but was fouled. Now has a chance to make two from the foul line.
Shane Picklesimer at the line, shooting two after the foul. Foul went against Thornton, his first. As you see Shane lined up at the free throw line, and free throw up and no good. They'll 27-19. Teays Valley led by 7 at the end of the first quarter. Lead it by 8 here. A little more than midway through the second period of action. And Picklesimer's second free throw. That one's up and good. 27-20. We're back to a 7-point ball game. Compton comes up. Tigers in a 1-3-1. Compton pressured outside. Gets it off to Dorsey. Dorsey cross-court pass, high post to Reynolds, looking inside for Thornton. Thornton back out to Helser. Helser with a couple dribbles outside, looking to go inside. Back to Reynolds on the wing. Reynolds cross-court pass to Compton. Compton doesn't take the shot. Back to Helser. Helser, long shot outside, no good, and fight for the rebound again. Teays Valley gets it inside, puts it up and in. Well, the Tigers have done that 3 times now.
At least 3 times, maybe 4. They've picked up junk balls and been able to convert them for 2 points.
Bigham fakes, drives inside, puts a shot up, no good off the back of the iron, and a rebound off the Teays Valley. 29-20 our score. Compton backside to Dorsey, inside to Thornton. Thornton on the baseline, and there's a whistle and a foul on Picklesimer. And Kanitz set to come back in, as will Tim Collins for Teays Valley.
Team fouls at this point are 3 for the Circleville Tigers and 5 for the Teays Valley Vikings.
I'm not so sure that all fouls are not against Shane Picklesimer, all 3 of them. All 3 team fouls. Vikings with the inbound pass. Compton down low. 2:44 to play. Now an inside feed to Thornton. Turnaround jumper up and good. 31-20. Biggest lead of the night, 11 for Teays Valley. Hamman brings it down for the Tigers. Being pressured to Kanitz outside. Kanitz to Sampsill. Tigers will reset the offense. Hamman, Bigham, Sampsill. Sampsill didn't take the 3. Baseline Marshall. Double team. Back to Sampsill. To Hamman. To Bigham. High post to Kanitz. Kanitz with the jump shot. Up and good.
Much better range for him to shoot.
31-22. 9-point difference in the ball game. Compton works it inside. And we got a whistle and a traveling violation on Compton. And I think Teays Valley wants a timeout. I don't think Kyle Wolfe was happy with the defense the last time down for Teays Valley. 1:55 to go in the half, 31-22. Denzel, the Tigers down by 9, and I'm sure if they feel like they could get back to within 5 or 6 at halftime, they ought to feel pretty good. They've just given up probably too many easy shots on the defensive end. They've given up at least probably 6 uncontested shots within 3 or 4 feet of the bucket.
Well, that's the difference in this game right now. You know, it's a 9-point game, but Teays Valley scored at least 10 or 12 of those points on balls that were just loose underneath, and
they were there
somebody was able to pick it up and drop it in. And in several of those cases, it was Thornton that picked it up and aware of the ball and picked it up and dropped it back in. And you know, you can't let a team do that. You got to box them out, get the rebound, and then go down and play on your end of the court. And Circleville hasn't done a very good job of that transition at this point in the game.
31-22, 9-point difference in the ball game. Tigers will have the basketball down by 9. As they come out of the timeout, Teays Valley calling that timeout. And Teays Valley, I think, is going to change up the defense this time, go back and pick up with some pressure defensively. Hamman will bring it down for the Tigers, guarded by Dorsey. Hamman across the timeline. Double teamed, throws it away. Dorsey coming the other way. To Reynolds. Reynolds drives the baseline inside, loose basketball, picked up by Compton, out on top to Reynolds. He'll launch a 3, and good. Tigers with the basketball, now down by 12 after Reynolds with another shot from 3-point range. Inside feed to Marshall, takes it inside with a shot up and good. 34-24, 10-point ball game with a minute 12. Vikings may wait for one shot here, especially if Circleville's in his zone defense. They're going to go in with at least a 10-point lead by holding the basketball here with the Tigers in a zone. They move it around. Now they'll pick up man-to-man defensively. Sampsill picks up on Compton. Compton almost lost the basketball. Out on top to Dorsey. High post to Collins, down to 41 seconds. Inside feed for Thornton. Loose basketball. Bigham comes up with it and gets it to Marshall. Good steal by Brian Bigham. Quickly to the other end. Down to Kanitz. Kanitz up on the layup. Up and good. Good ball movement by the Tigers. And they're back within 8.
Good pass to Sampsill and good pass from Sampsill to Kanitz.
Compton on the other end. Picked up by Hamman. Down to 20 seconds. Reynolds to Dorsey. They will wait for one shot again. Look out. Thornton is a guy that likes to take the 3 a lot of times at the end of the quarter. There's a feed to Reynolds, however, on the backside. Reynolds 3 up and good. Eddie Reynolds has made more 3s in this game than he's had in his entire career. 37-26 on the 3-pointer by Eddie Reynolds, and the Vikings go in at halftime up 11, 37-26. We'll be back with some stats and the second half in just a moment. Stay tuned on CGTV5 with Circleville Tiger Basketball. About set for second half action here at Tiger Gymnasium. The Teays Valley Vikings and Circleville Tigers. Teays Valley has gotten out to a 37-26 lead. They led by 7 at the end of the first quarter, and of course here by 11 at halftime. And the end of the first quarter was very close. Tigers led a good bit of the way, and then Teays Valley had a good spurt at the end of the first quarter and carried us to a good solid second quarter. They really got good shots, good inside shots. They got some open 3s, and they shot their 3s very, very well.
Yeah, the difference in the game, Greg, has been 3-point shots for Teays Valley. I believe that's Eddie Reynolds, who's made 3. That's 9 points, and actually I don't have the exact statistics, but I think that Thornton probably has about 10 or 12 from just pickups underneath. So that's a difference in the game right there. All else considered, it's fairly even, but Teays Valley's very opportunistic, has made their shots, and Circleville's missed some opportunities.
37-26. I think Dorsey had a 3 in that first period for Teays Valley as well. Tigers will get first possession of the half. H.E. Smith starting the second half in place of Shane Picklesimer for Circleville. Otherwise, the same starting 5. Kanitz, Sampsill, backside feed to Marshall. Marshall shot up and good.
It's a nice give and go there.
Good start for the Tigers will lay in as Marshall went backdoor on Thornton to score. Stuart Allen back in for the Tigers. And Teays Valley brings it down. Dorsey in the corner. Circleville man-to-man defensively. Reynolds. Baseline Dorsey. Fakes. Didn't take the shot. Back to Reynolds. Good ball movement by Teays Valley as Compton starts to move in and now throws the ball away. Turn it over. It'll go back to Circleville. Full court pressure. Somewhat full court pressure as Teays Valley backs it off just with token pressure as Danny Marshall walks it down. Kanitz. Tigers run the offense again. Out front, Sampsill. Marshall inside to Kanitz. Kanitz turns, fakes, shoots over top of Collins. Won't go, missed the shot. Rebound in the corner and knocked out of bounds by Collins. Will stay with Circleville. Good hustle by H.E. Smith and by Tim Collins going after the basketball.
And a good call by the official.
Marshall will trigger it in. Allen inside to Kanitz. Aaron's pass almost knocked away and stolen. Now Kanitz takes it back, turns around and shoots it himself. No good off the back of the iron.
Aaron just not having a good shooting night.
Compton all the way down, dishes it baseline to Collins. Collins over top of Kanitz, no good. You know, Kanitz and Collins are both having trouble shooting over each other with that height. Marshall brings it down to Allen in the corner. Lob inside for Kanitz, double team, triple team, comes with a reverse layup, up and good.
Well, that was a nice athletic move. He was able to go underneath, and looks like Michael Sampsill stole it back.
To Marshall, and he's fouled from behind by Reynolds, so the Tigers are a little bit of a run going to start the third quarter. Good steal by Sampsill, saved it back into Marshall. He was fouled, and the ball will belong to Circleville under their own bucket, down now by 7. Shot no good by Kanitz from the baseline. And the ball belongs to Teays Valley. Still up by 11. Compton with the basketball. All the way down, Dorsey dishes it inside for Thornton, and he tries to throw it to Collins. Loose ball, stolen by Marshall. Marshall brings it all the way down to the foul line, jumps it up with a shot, no good off the iron. Rebound, Teays Valley. Marshall steals the pass. Comes back inside to Kanitz, and he throws it away.
You could see that coming. You knew he was going to dish it off, and Aaron was looking at the basket.
So the teams trade turnovers on that. Compton comes down and across the timeline, throws it cross court for Reynolds. Reynolds dishes it inside to Thornton. Thornton shot up and good on the layup. So that time the Vikings break the press and get the 2 points. 39-30, Teays Valley back up by 9. Marshall gets a pick, comes in the lane, puts a shot up on the move, no good. Fights for the rebound, goes off to the side. Thornton outlets it to Reynolds. Reynolds to Dorsey. Dorsey shot up, no good, and that'll be goaltending on Kanitz.
Aaron got up high for that one, but he did pin it against the backboard, so that's goaltending.
So Teays Valley quickly back up by 11 after the Tigers made a quick run to get it back down to 7. Marshall to Smith to Allen. Allen, high post to Kanitz. Turnaround faces the basket, takes it inside. Fakes up on the short jumper by Kanitz, no good. Smith fakes, he puts a shot back up, it won't go. Rebound, Teays Valley. So the Tigers again missed 2 shots close inside.
They just can't get those to drop.
Compton against Allen. 5 minutes to play, third quarter. Reynolds fakes the 3 to Compton. Compton will launch a 3 from the outside. And he hits it. Quickly to the other end. Allen all the way down, and he's fouled by Compton.
Good move by Stewart. He got the ball and took it to the hoop and went up, and he was fouled, of course, and didn't have a chance to make the basket, but he does have a chance for a couple free throws.
Compton picks up the foul after doing his Hulk Hogan imitation there after the near block, and Allen's the line shooting 2. Stewart's free throw up and good. So the Tigers get a point and get back to them 13, 44-31. And second free throw for Stewart Allen, the senior. Stewart's free throw up. This one no good. Rebound tapped in the air, and Kanitz with control for the Tigers. Good effort by Aaron Kanitz. Kanitz off to Marshall. Marshall for 3 from the wing, no good. Kanitz fights for the rebound, and shot blocked by Compton, picked up by Allen up and in.
Good move by Stewart Allen. He picked up that one and got it to the basket, and that's what Teays Valley's been doing.
Thornton all the way down, shot up, no good, and a whistle and a foul on Kanitz. Well, the Tigers trying to put pressure on defensively, trying to get Teays Valley to play up tempo, Denzel. I think trying not to let them get set in their offense, and that time Thornton took it to the hoop, fouled by Kanitz. 4:18 to play third quarter. Free throw up and no good. And timeout Circleville. They want to talk things over with 4:18 to play third quarter. 44-33, so Denzel, the Tigers came out, made a run at it, got it down to, I believe, 6 or 7, and then Teays Valley answered with a couple of shots and breakaways, and they're back up by 11 again.
Greg, it's amazing the amount of shots that Circleville are able to take, and in several cases, fairly close-in shots. I mean, shots that would normally be in the paint, layups that you'd normally think they could make, and they've bounced around 3 and 4 times and came off. It's just, it's incredible that they haven't been able to drop any more through than they have because they've had decent shots. It's just one of those nights. Looks like the ball's live, and so's the rim, and the two meet, and it bounces off, and they aren't being able to drop it in. So that needs to change.
You wouldn't expect with Lance Gilliland, who's an excellent, when he's on, like anyone else when they're on, they're good shooters, but Lance is an excellent three-point shooter. And with Lance out of the lineup, I would think Kyle Wolfe, I don't think I'd get Kyle to admit it, but for the most part, I think he would tell you he has to be surprised with the three-point shooting of Teays Valley tonight. They've gotten good looks at the bucket. Eddie Reynolds hit 3. Compton hit 1 this half, and Dorsey the first half. And Teays Valley has shot their threes very well from people that you don't expect to take a lot of threes, but with Lance out of the lineup and Thornton playing inside, those are the three-point shooters. Thornton's free throw up and good on that one. Marshall will bring it up. Teays Valley up by 12 at 45-33. Marshall gets a pick out front. Comes off to Sampsill. Sampsill with a three-point shot from the wing, no good. Long rebound comes off to Compton. Outlet it to Reynolds. Reynolds brings it down in a hurry, all the way down on a runner, up and good. Eddie Reynolds is having a career game tonight for Teays Valley. The junior, who hasn't started the whole year, has played a good bit the last couple of nights. Marshall with a 3 on the other end, no good, as the Tigers missed a 3, and they're in danger of getting blown out of this ball game, down by 14. Dorsey to Compton. Compton inside feed for Collins. Gets a hold of it, puts the shot up and good. 16-point advantage for Teays Valley with 3:30 to play third quarter.
It's one of those nights we can't make anything and they can't miss anything.
Teays Valley shooting the ball very well. Sampsill to Marshall. Gets loose. Dumps it back to H.E. Smith. Takes it to the hoop. Fadeaway jumper by H.E. No good. And a foul on Marshall over the back. Ball will belong to Teays Valley out of bounds. I believe the third team foul of the half. Against Circleville. Jason Dre and Seth Hamman will come in. Sampsill and Marshall will go out for the Tigers. So Circleville really going with almost from a couple weeks ago 4 non-starters, although Stewart Allen started tonight, but Dre, Allen, Hamman, Smith, and Kanitz in there for the Tigers. And Reynolds will throw it away on the pass with the defensive pressure, throws it away. The ball will come back to Circleville. You know, Denzel, almost think what Tom Hamman is doing now, because Sampsill and Marshall both just took threes, and I think he's going to say, we want the ball down inside. But in defense of the Tigers, they've gotten the ball inside. They haven't been able to hit the inside shots either very well tonight.
That's right. I think Tom's just looking for a combination that can put something on the scoreboard.
Dre in the corner to Allen. Kanitz will set a pick. Ball knocked out of the hands of Stewart Allen. He gets it back, chases it down. Lambert back in for Teays Valley. Allen on top to Hamman. Reverse it. Dre inside to Kanitz. Kanitz fakes. Puts a shot up over Collins and good.
That's a good move by Aaron Kanitz. Was able to penetrate and put it off the glass and score.
Oh, 2:36. So the Tigers get it back to single digits. Maybe they're not out of this ball game. Down by 14. Reynolds takes it all the way in. Shot blocked by Kanitz. Outlet it to Hamman. Hamman comes down across the timeline to Dre. Dre back to Hamman. Almost threw it away. Hamman dribbling out front. Goes to H.E. Smith. In the corner to Dre. Set for the pick. And the walk to the basketball. 2:14 to play third quarter, so the Tigers had a chance to cut it to 12. We'll turn it over. Shane Picklesimer is going to check back in for the Tigers. And H.E. Smith, who started the period for the Tigers, will come out for Circleville. Vikings with the basketball. Compton brings it down, guarded by Stewart Allen. Defensive pressure off the leg of Lambert. Good defense by Seth Hamman that time as he caused the turnover. Teays Valley will turn it back to the Tigers. The Tigers need to take advantage here, down by 14. If they can score this time down to take advantage of the turnover. Allen will trigger it in to Picklesimer. He'll hand it back to Jason Dre. And there's Jason coming into the picture, the junior. Defensive halfback on the football team. Kanitz, Hamman. Knocked away. Dre chases it down. Double teamed outside. Back to Hamman as the Vikings try to defensive pressure. Double teaming the ball when they can. Hamman pressured with the basketball. Throws it to Picklesimer. Almost thrown away. Back to Hamman. Tigers can't get into any offense right now. Picklesimer to Allen. To Hamman. To Kanitz. Kanitz will take a three way outside. In and out won't go. Rebound Teays Valley. Vikings with the basketball. Compton works it down the middle on the drive, dishes it off to Thornton, and Thornton with another easy shot in the baseline. As a nice assist by Kim Compton puts Teays Valley back up by 16 at 51-35. Dre drives, gives to Hamman. Back to Dre. Inside feed for Kanitz, double team, turns, fakes over top of Collins. Shot, it won't go again. Rebound fought for by Picklesimer, brought out by Collins. Outlet to Lambert. He'll hold it up for Teays Valley. Compton working outside. Under a minute to play third quarter. Teays Valley has taken an 11-point second quarter lead and extended it out to 16. Love in the ball game. Didn't take the shot. To Compton. Compton almost walked with the basketball. Gives it back on top to Love. Kyle Wolfe, the coach of the Vikings, wants one shot here to end the period. Hamman with the steal for the Tigers. Hamman all the way down with the shot. Up and good. Count it, and he's fouled by Lambert.
Nice steal by Seth Hamman as he was able to take the ball down the court, put it off the glass for two, and he was fouled. Good hustle, good effort.
with 17.7. That could be a big bucket. Teays Valley holding for the last shot of the quarter. If Circleville can take advantage here with a three-point play. Stuart Allen comes out. Brian Bigham back in the ball game for the Tigers. And Thornton out for Teays Valley. Get a break here at the end of the quarter. Hamman with one shot for the Tigers. 51-37. Seth's free throw up and good. 51-38 on a three-point play the old-fashioned way by Seth Hamman. Down to 13. Lambert with the pass in. Get it back to Love. He's picked up by Dre. On the outside for Collins. Helser in the ball game. Love down to 6 seconds to 5. Collins will launch a three from the outside. No good. Rebound fought for. Dre comes down with it. Half a second. Tries to get it down to Kanitz, but the quarter will come to an end. Teays Valley still with a pretty good commanding lead here heading to the final 8 minutes. Vikings 51 and the Circleville Tigers 38 here on CGTV 5.
It could have been worse if they would have been able to score with as they were holding the ball, and they would have scored a couple of points or a three-pointer. It could have been a bigger difference. At this, with 8 minutes left in the game, the score 38-51. The Tigers have still got striking distance, but their shooting percentage is going to have to change tremendously from the minuscule number that it is, and we don't know what that is right now, except that they have not made very many shots. And they've tried three-pointers, they've tried layups, they've tried everything, and they haven't been able to get anything to drop in on a consistent basis, and really nobody on the team's shooting well.
Meanwhile, Teays Valley shooting the ball very well. As we've said earlier, shot the ball well tonight. A couple turnovers there in the third quarter, but Teays Valley still, despite that quick run early in the quarter, they were able to come right back, get the lead up to 11, 12-13. Up by as many as 16 with the basketball. They lead by 13 heading to the final 8 minutes, and they will have the basketball. It'll be Helser, Dorsey, Love, Collins, and Compton in for Teays Valley. Long feed comes into Compton for Teays Valley as they get the ball inbounds. There's a feed to Collins up on the layup as he beats Kanitz down the lane, and a lay-in by Collins, and a lead to 15 for Teays Valley. Marshall quickly down all the way to the lane, put the shot up, no good. Rebound fought for underneath and pulled out of there by Compton. Compton comes down for the Vikings. Stops, fakes, loose basketball knocked away. Smith picks it up, gives to Marshall, to Sampsill. Up to Kanitz. Kanitz off the glass, and that'll be goaltending on Collins. And Kanitz's shot will count.
That was good ball movement and a nice fast break by the Tigers. It ended with Aaron Kanitz taking a shot, but it was goaltending, so he gets credit for the two.
53-40, pass into Compton. He'll stop with the basketball. Ball nearly stolen by Bigham, picked back up by Compton, gets it to Love. Love comes down with it, guarded by Marshall. Looking inside, knocked away by Smith, picked up by Marshall. Marshall to Bigham, back to Marshall, and a steal for the Tigers. And a three, they cut it to 10 here early in the fourth quarter. Smith looking inside, goes to Bigham at the three-point line. To Kanitz. Kanitz turns, fires from the outside, no good. Rebound, Smith battles. Sampsill got it. Sampsill puts it up and in.
Nice rebound by Smith and a good shot by Sampsill. That does cut it to 11.
53-42. Helser comes up with it. Double team, gets by three, comes down the middle, all the way to the lane, puts the shot up. And a whistle. And the Tigers wanted traveling. Helser fouled. And the foul will be on Brian Bigham. Oh, and Kanitz. Check that. Well, now they go back. I thought he said 32. Public address announcer said 42, but the foul will go on Bigham. And I don't wait and see if it's a shooting foul or on the floor, as Thornton's going to come back in for Teays Valley. It's not a shooting foul. The outside official says it'll be underneath. So Reynolds and Thornton back in for Teays Valley. Circleville's cut it back to 11 again with 6:44 to play. Reynolds will trigger it in for Teays Valley. To Collins. Collins has it knocked away. Now he picks it up, gets it back to Compton. Compton to Dorsey. Dorsey in the corner. Dumps it underneath to Thornton. Back to Reynolds. Reynolds drives inside to Collins. To Dorsey. Buck with the basketball. Turnover will give it back to the Tigers. The Tigers, Denzel, are going to have to substitute play the best defense they can play and use as many people as they can defensively to try to get back into this.
Exactly right. And they're also going to have to make wise shot selection and hope that they drop. They're shooting at the basket, but not in the basket.
Kanitz looks inside, can't find anyone. In the corner to Sampsill. Sampsill drives in the lane, stops, puts his shot up, bounces, won't go. Rebound, Marshall. Marshall puts it back up and in. The ball got batted right to Danny Marshall. He gets it in. The Tigers are back to single digits at 53-44. Compton with the basketball. Long cross-court pass for Compton, for Dorsey. Dorsey stops from 15, puts his shot up. No good. Rebound, Kanitz to Circleville. Outlet it to Marshall. Marshall brings it down to Sampsill. Didn't take the three. Back to Marshall. Tigers within 9 at the 5:40 mark. Kanitz outside. Sampsill. Marshall. Inside to Kanitz. Fakes. Puts a shot up in the baseline. Up and good by Kanitz.
Nice ball movement and a good shot by Aaron Kanitz. Thornton has it back to Reynolds. 53-46, and timeout Teays Valley as Circleville has taken a 16-point lead. Cut it back to 7. With 5:19 to play in the quarter. Good run by the Tigers, Denzel, to get back 53-46. That was an excellent run, Greg, and they did what they had to do. They played strong defense. They caused some confusion for Teays Valley, and they followed it up by some baskets that maybe they didn't make the first shot, but they followed up with a second shot, and that's important to do. And their shot percentage has improved, and that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to score most every time down the court to get back into this game. It's still 5 minutes and 19 seconds. It's a 7-point game, and all else considered, we haven't played that well so far this evening, but I think it's about time we play 5 hard minutes of basketball.
Well, the last several minutes, Tigers have gambled on defense, tried to put a lot of pressure, which they had to, down by as many as 16. Well, they've gotten back within 7, but a good timeout by Kyle Wolfe there, I think, wanting to settle things down before the Tigers get any closer. And probably want to talk offensively about what they want to do offensively with the basketball. And we got some substitutions. I think the Tigers are going to put in some people to keep fresh people defensively in the ball game. So Hamman and Allen are back in the ball game for Circleville to try to keep the pressure up. Dorsey with the basketball, guarded by Sampsill. Dribbles on the outside, stops, looks inside for Compton. Compton back to Reynolds. They're going to start looking inside for Thornton and Collins if they can find him. Compton didn't take the shot on the wing. High post Thornton. Teays Valley with good ball movement again. Out on top to Compton. Compton doesn't take the shot. Cross court, it's to Dorsey. Dorsey drives in the lane. Back to Compton. He launches a three from the outside, and Kanitz with the rebound. Hamman to Sampsill. Tigers will try to get a good shot here. Marshall. Sampsill didn't take the three. Gets the pick. Back on top to Allen. Reverse it to Hamman. Hamman to Kanitz. Turnaround jumper by Kanitz. Up no good. He missed it. A big miss for the Tigers as Kanitz tried to shoot it over top of Collins again. Still 53-46. Tigers with a big opportunity there to cut it down. Ball stolen by Hamman. Loose basketball. Sampsill will chase it down for the Tigers. Drives it into the baseline. Puts a shot up. Collision underneath, and now a foul as Compton and Allen will go at it.
That was a good steal by Seth Hamman. He was able to knock the ball away, and then Sampsill was able to pick it up and get it over underneath.
Well, Stuart Allen and Kim Compton going at it pretty good after the basketball. Ball belongs to the Tigers after the jump ball. Still down by 7. Into Allen. Out on top, Sampsill. To Hamman. Guarded by Dorsey. To Marshall. Baseline Allen. Gets a pick. Drives inside. Fakes. Puts a shot up and blocked by Reynolds.
How can that not be a foul?
From behind, Compton comes down with the basketball. Inside Thornton. So the Tigers took it inside with Stuart Allen, and from behind, Reynolds with the block, and the officials letting them play. Inside Thornton. Back out to Dorsey. He'll launch a three from the outside and hit it. And 56-46, back to a 10-point advantage for Teays Valley. Kanitz high post, Had Allen underneath, didn't see him. Kanitz fakes, dishes it back to Sampsill. Sampsill for three from the wing. In and out, won't go. And a rebound, Reynolds, foul Marshall over the back. Well, the Tigers had it down to 7. Denzel had 2 offensive possessions to get it to 4 or 5, and unable to connect. And Dorsey takes a 3. His last shot from close range is unable to connect, but he wasn't afraid to take that shot, and he hit the 3 for Teays Valley. Dorsey to Collins. 10-point difference in the ball game. Dorsey back outside. Sampsill guarding him. Double team inside to Collins. Collins with a left-hand layup on the switch, and the lay-in. 12-point advantage for Teays Valley. Allen back to Hamman. To Kanitz. To Allen in the corner. 2:48 to play in the game. Tigers down by 12 again. They were as close to 7, and now they get a timeout.
So Teays Valley calls, or I guess Circleville calls timeout. Teays Valley up by 12 at this one with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left to go, and we did have it close. We had it within grasp there, and then 2 possessions, and we weren't able to score. And you know that's going to hurt. But at the same time, we were making a great effort, and it looked like to me that, especially on that drive, that Stuart Allen took it to the basket, that he was certainly fouled, because it looked like he was hit in the arm, back, shoulder, and leaned against. And yet the officials must say, let's just play ball, boys.
58-46. Teays Valley lead was cut to 7. They answer right back with 5 unanswered points on a 3 by Dorsey, and then a nice feed to Tim Collins for the lay-in, and they're back up by 12 and really back in command of the basketball game with 2:44 to play in the contest. Tigers after the timeout will be Allen, Marshall, Kanitz, Sampsill, and Hamman. Teays Valley with Collins, Reynolds, Thornton, Dorsey, and Compton in the ball game. And they throw the ball out of bounds on the inbounds play. So Teays Valley will get it back. Miscommunication as Hamman was looking in on the throw-in to Stuart Allen. Missed him, and Teays Valley will get the basketball. Hamman with a near steal. Tries to save it in, but Dorsey picks up the loose basketball. Outlets it to Thornton in the corner. Picks up his dribble. Back on top to Compton. Compton guarded by Hamman. To Collins. Back to Dorsey. Knocked away by Sampsill. He didn't see him on the other end, and a steal by Circleville. Sampsill on the left wing. Fakes the 3. Steps in for the 15-footer. No good. And Tigers continue to shoot. Not shoot well, but Sampsill gets the steal back. Tries to dish it inside to Marshall and throws it away. So the Tigers get a steal and give it back again. Now Sampsill will pick up the foul. Either team in the 1-and-1 with 2:07 to play in the quarter.
Good hustle by the Tigers. They're just not able to finish it off by putting the ball in the basket. But they are all over the floor and hustling, and that's good to see.
Tom Bramer, Jason Gray, and Brian Bigham, 3 new changes in for the Tigers to go with Marshall and Kanitz. Teays Valley will have it inbounds. Quickly to Compton. Compton guarded by Bigham. Double team and stolen by Dre. And Bigham will pick up the fouls. Dre took it away. We'll see if it's on Dre or Bigham. Both of them were there. Brian Bigham will get the foul. His second. 2:01 to play. Inbounds for Teays Valley again. Reynolds looking, and gets it to Thornton, and he's fouled by Marshall. And I believe Teays Valley will go into the 1-and-1. We'll walk to the other end, and it'll be Thornton shooting the 1+1.
It's got to be at least 3 on Danny, maybe 4.
Scoreboard says 3. Thornton to the other end for Teays Valley with the 58-46 advantage. They led by 11 at the half, by 13 at the end of the third quarter, and they maintained a 12-point lead. Circleville had it within 7 with the basketball. It's as close as they could get here in the second half as Bryce Thornton lines it up at the 1-and-1 and connects on the first one. Second free throw by Thornton. This one up and perfect. Gets them both. 60-46, 14-point lead. Dre brings it down past Dorsey to the wing in the corner to Bramer. Bramer back on top to Bigham. Bigham will launch a 3 from the outside. No good off the iron. Rebound inside Kanitz. Put it back up and in.
Good follow-up by Aaron Kanitz.
Foul quickly by Circleville. Dre will pick up the foul. Dorsey will go to the line. Back to a 12-point ball game, 60-48 with 1:44 left in the contest. Dorsey with the 1-and-1 opportunity. Free throw up, bounces around and drops. Got the first one. 13-point ball game, 61-48. Second into the 1-and-1, and this one's up and perfect, and back to the 14-point advantage, 62-48. Dre brings it up to the right wing, looking, cross court to Bigham. Baseline Marshall. Marshall with the baseline jumper up, no good. Bigham with the long rebound for the Tigers. Fakes to Kanitz. Kanitz fakes, drives it inside, looks for the short jumper. That won't fall, and a rebound Reynolds to Teays Valley. Outlet it to Compton. Compton picked up by Bigham with 1:20 to play in the ball game. 62-48, Teays Valley on top. Compton on the deck, and a foul. Compton will go to the line with the 1-and-1 with 1:03. Clock still running. Stop the clock. Clock was still running all the way down, and they may have to reset a few seconds on the clock as Compton will be at the line.
I think they're going to have to set more than a few seconds. It must have ran 20 seconds off the clock.
And they'll move it back to 1:08. Compton at the line.
We all get caught up in the emotions of the game.
I think keeping score, you think, is really not an easy job. It's
not at all easy.
Free throw, no good by Compton. He can't connect on the free throw. Dre brings it up for the Tigers. Knocked out of his hands by Compton. Compton to the other end, lay it up and in. Bigham on the other end for the three for the Tigers, up no good. Kanitz with the tip in for the Tigers. Take it 64-50, down to 45 seconds. And a foul on the other end on the Tigers, and Teays Valley back to the free throw line.
Well, with 45 seconds left, the score's Teays Valley 64, Circleville Tigers 50. And really the key to the game has been Circleville not being able to convert their baskets, and they have not had a very good shooting percentage.
Chris Gentry in the lineup, and I believe Kanitz will be coming out. Rusty Bradhurst coming in as Tom Hamman's going to put some substitutions in for the Tigers. I think down by 14 with 45 seconds, and he's going to give up on this one. As Marshall and Kanitz, two of the seniors, come out for Circleville. And at the line, two-shot now with Denzel with the penalty in effect, and Dorsey hits a free throw. Teays Valley shot their free throws. Compton was the only one I think that's missed down the stretch. And Dorsey and Thornton both hitting their free throws. So Teays Valley's played well tonight. I would guess this has got to be one of the better games they've played. Dorsey's free throw no good. Bigham with the rebound, outlet it to Bramer. Bramer loses it to Compton, but Dre gets it back. To Bramer again. Bramer 4-3 from the right wing, shot no good. Gets his own rebound, chased in the corner. Comes back, he'll try it again from the right wing, no good. Gentry with the rebound, no good on the lay-in. Collins has it stolen by Bramer. Bramer takes it in. Shot blocked. Rebound Bigham. He chases it down in the corner. Inside to Bradhurst. Bradhurst takes it in. His shot blocked by Collins. Loose on the deck. And we're down to 15.9, and the ball will belong to Teays Valley. And Thornton and Collins will come out of the lineup. And Luke Helser comes in. Eddie Reynolds comes out for Teays Valley with 15.9 left in the ball game. Ball will belong to Teays Valley, as Teays Valley will have substitutions as Compton will come out. Teays Valley, Luke Helser will trigger it in quickly, and a foul quickly by the Tigers with 14.9. And Teays Valley will come to the other end with a couple free throws.
This has to be one of the better efforts this year by Teays Valley, according to the statistics that we've seen beforehand. And they've had a real high shooting percentage. They've had good ball movement, and certainly they have outplayed the Tigers this evening.
I believe shooting the free throws is Andy Peters. Andy Peters misses both. Rebound on the deck. Loose basketball, and Teays Valley gets it back. Lambert puts it up, no good. Fight for the rebound. Peters gets it back. He puts it up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Circleville. Bramer loses it back to Peters, and he'll be fouled with 3.1 on the clock.
As you can see, 3 seconds left in the game. 15-point game at this point, but could be more.
Peters free throw up. He got this one. 66-50 with 3.1 on the clock, and free throw good, 67-50. Tigers quickly up. Dre comes down, shoots it from half court. His half court shot no good. That's the ball game. So Teays Valley comes into Circleville and wipes out the Tigers 67-50 with a 17-point win over the Circleville Tigers here tonight in the ball game. 67-50 the final. Teays Valley broke out to a 11-point second quarter lead at halftime, 13 at the end of the third. Tigers got within 7, but Teays Valley wins at 67-50 in the contest here tonight. We'll be back. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back, and we will take a look at the final scoring in the basketball game after this timeout.